Welcome to Managing Asia. I'm Christine Tan. The last time I spoke to Bill McDermott was in 2018 when he was heading up SAP. Today, he's the chairman and CEO of cloud-based software company ServiceNow. I catch up with him here in Singapore to find out why he's going all in on AI. ServiceNow Chairman and CEO Bill McDermott is on a whirlwind tour across the Asia-Pacific region, visiting offices and meeting with clients. His first stop, Australia. Next, he was in Singapore, where I had the chance to speak with him. A seasoned leader, Bill joined ServiceNow in late 2019 after nearly a decade as SAP's CEO, where he helped grow the company's market value to $163 billion. Since joining ServiceNow, McDermott has been focused on AI, driving his vision to position the company as the AI platform for business transformation. His ambitious goal? To triple the company's revenue to $30 billion while leading its charge as an innovation powerhouse. In your 50 years in the tech industry, you've witnessed some incredible inventions that have transformed the history of humanity. How does AI compare to some of the tech innovations we've seen in the past?
There's nothing like AI. You know, it's interesting because there's a lot of suspicion out there about AI because there's a lot of pretenders. But as you know, a lot of pretenders. But as you know, we were building large language models with Jensen Huang and Nvidia more than 5 years ago. And we had a commercial product in the marketplace since then. And since then, we have refined everything to such a precise level that we're changing every workflow in every industry, for every persona, in every corporation, and that'll happen in the next 2 years. So this is a revolution unlike any other because it so improves people's lives, makes companies go so much faster, and gets them the outcomes they need.
Your ambition is to make ServiceNow the AI platform for business transformation. How exactly will you differentiate the company from the other AI providers out there in the marketplace?
Well, it's really a great question because if you think about the marketplace today, it's largely built on companies that are 50 plus years old. And those systems of record, they're good, but they were built in silos: finance, HR, sales. We have a platform that pans and spans all of them because we integrate with them, but we give the CEOs that are watching your show and the great management out there one clean pane of glass powered by AI that integrates with all that, but gives you the opportunity to go to one portal, one consumer experience that's gorgeous to get your work done.
You know, you're not short of competitors. You're up against the likes of Salesforce, SAP, the company you were formerly heading. When it gets that competitive, does it mean you ultimately have to compete on price?
No, because I'm not actually competing with them. If you think about, since you mentioned Salesforce, they have a very bespoke sales application. Obviously, lots of companies they acquired, and that puts a lot of complexity and difficulties in it. So when you're trying to put AI on that, you might optimize for that function. When you talk about ServiceNow, we not only optimize for that function, but we optimize for all the functions. And our AI agents integrate with all the other AI agents to make them better. Where the competition comes in is for the money. Because every company has a limited amount of money to invest.
What about this war for talent as you go full throttle on AI?
Good question. We have 1.5 million applicants to come into ServiceNow this year. We'll hire a few thousand people, maybe 3,000 people. So it's truly unbelievable how we are procuring the best talent in the market, but also creating the ecosystem effect. Because for every person we hire, our ecosystem is hiring 10 times that number. So not only are we helping people that are brilliant get jobs, but we're expanding the ecosystem at an exponential rate, which is why we grow so much faster.
Are you still hiring?
Oh yeah, we hired right through COVID. You know, when the whole COVID thing hit, we had like six-ish thousand people. We have 26,000 now. I told them no layoffs, no matter what the conditions were.
No layoffs.
No, we would need the 9s and 10s no matter what the turbulence is. And so we grew right through it. And that's what makes our culture so strong. There's such trust and such love in our company for the mission that we're on to change the world. And we need the great people. And we're going to keep growing faster than all the other ones. And the market is in front of us in every industry, in every geography. So we're just getting started.
You know, with the issue of AI, there comes this huge challenge and responsibility of making sure that data is safe and secure. How do you do it? What kind of firewalls are you building around your platforms to make sure it's secure at every level?
That's the beauty of ServiceNow. Not only do we secure ours with the fiercest platform in the world, but we integrate with all the other ones. And what you're finding now is the decision makers out there have invested heavily, including in security. So now we have all the security companies that integrate into ServiceNow so that you can get visibility on your whole security landscape in one platform. One of the things that NVIDIA and I are doing, great Jensen, my friend, and myself, we're building a security defense initiative for every company around the world with NVIDIA's MIM stack and the ServiceNow platform, which Jensen calls the AI operating system for the enterprise. Who am I to argue with him? And you put all that together, and now we're making all the security participants better. So this is really a virtuous cycle of innovation, management of risk, and brilliant elite level execution. And every company needs to move now on the AI revolution.
So we've got two legends in the tech industry, Bill McDermott, Jensen Huang, joining forces.
Yes.
Do sparks fly when the both of you come together to talk business?
It's beautiful love and trust. It's a friendship. Honestly, I'm so blessed because there's nobody better than Jensen. And
what do you guys talk about?
We talk about everything. We talk about dogs. You know, he loves dogs. I love dogs. We can go to the dogs. We can go to the AI. We can go to the friendship. We can go to the journey. When he was at Denny's or I was a teenage entrepreneur running a delicatessen, we have been through the movie and we have learned a lot. And we're hungry and we're humble. And I think it's that humility that enables us to stay ever, ever real and authentic in our own skin and just be who we are.
So what are you and Jensen working on behind the scenes in terms of what powerful AI solutions and capabilities?
Everything you can think of.
What's the secret that you're working on, the big one that's coming along that no one knows yet?
If I told you that, I'd be in big trouble. But I can tell you this. Come to Knowledge 25 in Las Vegas in May, and you're going to see a whole bunch of things that we're doing with NVIDIA. But the most important thing is we're actually running our business on NVIDIA. We have built it into our platform to help every other company run their business on NVIDIA, and I'm extremely honored that NVIDIA is also running their business on ServiceNow. That's the best testament of all. We believe in each other's technology.
You're taking a three-dimensional approach when it comes to growing ServiceNow. You're actually growing the business organically, building up the business, at the same time engaging in partnerships with NVIDIA, Accenture, while at the same time making acquisitions along the way. Where are you placing your priority?
Organic innovation. You know, all the ideas that I've gone through with you today, Christine, are organic. I ideated it, we built it, and we brought it to the marketplace ourselves. Every time we think about our destiny, we feel that it's best in the hands of our great engineers and our great innovators and our great partners. So I think you're going to see a lot of that. The expansion of the ecosystem is really amazing, and we're a great partner because we're open. You can bring your own language model. You can bring the large language models from the big providers, whether it's Meta or Google or Amazon or AWS, no problem.
Where do you see growth coming from? What are you telling your investors?
Well, they're coming from everywhere. You know, it's coming from geographies. You know, if you look at Asia as an example, we're in Singapore now. Australia, that would be considered a mature market for us, and we're just getting started in Australia. India has an unbelievable opportunity to grow with ServiceNow. We have 20% of our engineers there as an example, and I think India is just figuring out that ServiceNow has come to the rescue for a lot of the complexity that exists there. We're growing in Europe extremely fast, Middle East, Africa, and South America, on top of a core business in the United States where we started that's just rocking. So we're excited.
After almost 10 years with SAP, what made you leave to join ServiceNow in 2019? Were you just getting a little bit restless?
Well, I was there 17 in total, nearly 10 as CEO, and I felt that I had achieved a lot of my goals there, but I had also hired ServiceNow to help me run my company back then. And so when I saw what it could do for my company, I said, my goodness, if I had this in my hands, what could I do in helping other companies progress.
So you wanted a new challenge?
I love a new challenge, but I really saw in this platform the defining enterprise software company of the 21st century. And I felt with what I know and the kind of people that I could bring to bear on this opportunity, building on Fred Luddy's original dream, I felt, wow, this is my culture. It's hungry, it's humble, it's highly innovative, and it wants to win. So let's go get it.
Today, ServiceNow has about 26,000 employees in more than 60 office locations located in the US, EMEA, and Asia. It's also ranked and listed as one of Fortune 100's best companies to work for. As CEO, what do you emphasize the most that makes the company's corporate culture so special?
Culture. Culture. And I really got away from what a lot of other companies do. We don't do slideshows.
You don't do slideshows?
No, we don't do slideshows.
What does that mean?
We actually have conversations with people.
Real conversations?
Real conversations. Anything that I would say in the boardroom, I should feel very comfortable in discussing with the employees so they feel very close to the epicenter of our strategy, our dream, and how we intend to execute at an elite level. And I think by bringing people close, communicating with them, and over-communicating all the things that are really important, most of the things that are really important go under-communicated. So we over-communicate. And then every single quarter, we give it everything we have to build the best software, service our clients, and grow for our shareholders. And then we come together in something we call SNL, which is ServiceNow Live. And my great colleague, Nick Zitzen, leads that for me. And it's a movement. It's not a meeting. It's a movement. And the excitement.
But you're a big part of that movement.
Of course. Yeah, and I'm honored to do it. And I feel like I'm just getting started. So it's exciting.
Years ago, you lost your eye in a freak accident, and you say it's changed the way you see things. How has that experience made you a better leader and transformed you in a way that you never thought you knew before?
Now, I'm so easy to approach because I have had a challenge. Everybody has challenges. Nobody gets out of this with a hall pass. Everybody's going to get hit with a thunderbolt. What really matters is how you react to it and how you come back from it. And it's that resilience. And so I think it really brought me closer to people where it was more approachable. They'll tell me stories every day. It could be an email, it could be a text, it could be a live meeting. They're going through something and they feel very close to me because somehow they know I went through something. And I think it's giving me a magic dose of empathy to really feel their pain and understand how they're hurting and give them a little piece of my pain and how I hurt. But we can get back up again and we can be better than we were before. Because if it doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger.
I know you're betting big on AI in terms of reaping financial gains for the company. Do you have any revenue and market cap numbers you want to hit at ServiceNow in your tenure as CEO?
Well, I think the most important thing is to be the defining one. And we've already proven that we're the fastest growing enterprise company of all time, and we're doing it organically. So I think sustenance is the word of the day. But if I look at this company between now and 2030, the dreams I have for the company starts with T, not B. So we're chasing really big dreams here, and we're not going to stop until we hit them because we have what this generation needs to solve this generation's problems and capitalize on this generation's opportunities. My biggest constraint, and that's why I'm psyched to speak with you, Christine, is getting the word out there that you don't have to go on the forced march you've been on for the last half century. There is a better way to do this. Let us help. Come to ServiceNow.
Thank you so much, Bill, for talking to me.
Thank you, Christine. I really appreciate it.
And that was Bill McDermott, Chairman and CEO of ServiceNow. Hope you've enjoyed the program. For more Managing Asia episodes, head to managingasia.cnbc.com. I'm Christine Tan. Thanks for watching.